We are here, guys. Cosmic Social Club. We are here with the one, the only, Gravity.
Oh, baby, it's been too long.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm so good.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm so good. So good, like, hella grateful, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, hype, because, like, I'm here, has nothing to do with me. I'm so used to traveling for me, and it has nothing to do with me, you know? So, like, my son is here. He's fucking here to do the thing, you know? So I'm excited for him, so.
We're going to rewind it all the way back, Gravity, because I want to know everything about you, man.
Okay.
What was your first breaking memory?
My first breaking memory was being super young and going with my mom to work and hearing this music in the train station and not knowing what it was, but I saw a crowd and I pulled my mom to go see what it was. And it was Pop's dad, B-Boy Pop, his dad and his whole crew, and they were hitting and they were doing moves and they were just, it was the craziest thing. Like, guys just, you know, just turtles and crickets and planches and 90s and freezes and flips and flipping over people. It was insane.
Dope. How old were you?
I had to be like 6. Didn't even know what breaking was. 7.
So you saw these kids, you saw them doing all these flips, and what? You saw them the next day, or?
Yeah, I would see them every day that I went to work with my mom. I would just see these guys like busted.
What were you doing going to work with your mom?
So my mom couldn't afford a babysitter at that time, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes she would have to just take me to work with her, and I would come with all my toys and shit and like stay under her desk. She worked in a freaking corporate law firm, right?
What?
Yeah, so I would say, and she would be like, you have to be quiet, like, and I would be under her desk because she couldn't get a babysitter.
What?
Yeah, she used to hide me under her desk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
And every day I would just go and we'd pass 34th Street or Times Square, and these guys, it was like religiously they were there. They never skipped a beat.
For those that don't know, what city is this in?
Yeah, New York City. So I was born and raised in New York City. Till I was about 20 years old, I decided to move to Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so you would start going to the train station with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
You started seeing these guys every day.
Yeah.
What was the connection after that?
None.
Okay.
Zero
Okay.
connection. They were just, I didn't even know what it was called. My mom didn't tell me what it was called. Literally, she just like, we would just see it real quick and then we'd leave. But I would always ask, hey, can we see those guys? That's all I said. Can we see those guys after work? We think we could stop and see the guys.
Were you trying moves at home afterwards, or were you trying to imitate that, or was it just something that you just saw and kept that in your mind?
Yeah, it didn't seem possible.
Okay.
I didn't even attempt it.
Okay.
I didn't even attempt it. And I was a gymnast. I was like that. I was doing gymnastics at that age. I was already
dope.
Already like doing it, you
like
know?
flips and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I saw it. I kind of like understood it. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it was as far as like difficulty, right? Like I knew what that shit was, but like it was like the only time I actually saw it was when I saw it, and I didn't do it or anything like that. I just admired it. It just seemed too impossible.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it seemed like impossible.
So what is the memory after that? That was like the second step to what it is.
Oh, okay. So now I'm in high school.
Okay. So this is 10 years later.
Yeah, I'm in high school.
Wow.
I'm probably like 15 years old, freshman, and I transferred gyms from Brooklyn Gymnastics Center in Brooklyn all the way to Queens, where I met. So I'm in Queens, Flushing, Queens, whole other world, and I'm doing gymnastics. This is crazy, right? So I'm doing gymnastics. I'm standing on the floor looking up at the rings, and these guys are just in the corner doing windmills and flares and throwing big moves on the spring floor, and they're crashing. And so I keep doing this, you know? And my coach was like, hey, pay attention. Don't be looking over there, right? So I would do this, and then I wanted to see what they were doing so bad. So I was like, hey, can I get a drink of water? You have to pass the water fountains that way. So he's like, yeah, hurry up. So I went to go get water, and as I'm walking by, I'm just like studying. I know what that is. Like, I remember this. So they were like, hey, dude, like, you know how to do flares? That's what they asked me. It was Flav and jigs.
Ooh.
Before I even knew what breaking was.
Yo, you guys were crashing mad windmills at the gym.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, hey, busted, right? And they were like, "Yo, you know how to do flares?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And I showed them like how I did flares, and they were like, "Yo, bro, you'd be a dope b-boy." And I was like,
fresh.
and that was the first time I heard like B-boy.
Okay.
You understand? So I was like, what the B-boy, right? So I had to go to fucking water fountain. I leave, come back. I see these guys every so often. They would come in for open session while I'm working out there doing their thing, and I would see them, and it was nothing. And then I didn't see them anymore for a long time, bro. Like they just stopped coming, and I never knew why. It's not like I knew how to find them. We didn't have IG at that time, right? So like that was it. I just kept doing my thing, you know. And then I met these twins in high school during the summer, and they were like, "Hey, we want to learn how to flip." And I saw them breaking, and I was like, "Well, I want to learn how to break, dude." And they were like, so we just started trading off. So I'm teaching them gymnastics, and they're teaching me breaking.
Hey, who was this again?
The Tricks and Jules from Five Crew Dynasty.
Okay.
The twins in my crew. And bro, it was like...
And how did you meet them?
Bro, just like this, there was like gymnastics.
So they went to the gym.
Yeah,
Gymnastics.
yeah.
Okay,
They're
okay.
so crazy, even crazier. Their parents and my parents. My dad was like a legendary street tumbler. Their dad was a legendary street tumbler. We didn't know this until we started hanging out. When my mom wanted to meet their mom, like, whose house are you at all the time? So they wanted to meet. They were like, Yvette, Josette. They were fucking friends when we were kids.
What?
And their dad was a b-boy from a crew called Young City Boys, and he had like nutcrackers and speed mills.
Oh, Young City Boy sounds fresh.
It does sound fresh.
Damn.
Yeah, it does sound fresh as fuck, right? And so we like he was just like showing us like proper movement and like, yo, bro, it was just.
So wait, your dad was a street tumbler.
Yes.
What was your dad's name?
Yo, so his name is Miguel. So
Okay.
everybody called him Miguel. Taz. They called him Taz because he could twist real fast.
Fresh.
Yeah, and so like how we had b-boy crews, and stuff, or breaking crews, they had tumbling crews, and they would meet up and like they would just like show off on each other. It was like a battle, but it wasn't a battle, but it was a fucking battle,
Right,
you know?
right.
And these guys, they would just go off, man. And then my dad and and the twins' dad, they used to do gymnastics together and tumble.
Is that how you got into gymnastics, watching your dad flip?
Yeah, I just had this conversation with my dad. He just moved to Arizona from New York.
Okay.
And we just had this conversation. I was telling him, dude, like, yo, I remember being there for the last of my dad's, like, gymnastics career, you know? And I didn't realize how much I was there, like, you know? And my dad was, like, legendary. He was a beast, bro. He was a beast. And, you know, I just wanted to be just like him. You know, I remember that, bro. And then so at 5 years old, there was a gymnastics exhibition, and he didn't let me in it. He was like, nah, bro, you got to at least have a backflip, like a back handspring or something like that. You don't have that. And I was pissed. So I remember I went to his mats, and I just taught myself how to do it. And then I was like, I got a backflip. And then he let me do it. And then I just started doing backflips all the way down. Doom, 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 doom. And it was like, that was the first time I felt a crowd, you know?
Fresh.
Yo, so like, not to jump it, but I feel like my whole life was leading up to be a b-boy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
indirectly, my whole life, you know?
It'd be like that. It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, bro. And you don't realize it till you get older and you, like, recap on the journey, you know? But, so now here I am in high school, and I go to this practice spot, Forest Hills, because they're like...
With the
Five
twins.
Crew, yeah, with the twins. They're like, hey, we found this website called bboyworld.com. And people are posting their practice spots, right? So they were like, yo, there's a practice spot in Forest Hills. And we were like, let's go. And guess who's there? Supreme Beings, Flav, Jigs, all these guys. When I walk in, bro,
sick.
I walk in and they were like, get the fuck out of here. They come over, like, what are you doing here? Da-da-da. I was like, these are my friends. They brought me here, blah, blah, blah. And then it was weird in there, though, bro. It was like, this crew is here. That's their territory. This is their territory. You step on this side, bro, you best believe it's going down.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we just picked a little spot under the basketball hoop on the other side of the court, and we just practiced every single day. We went there. Oh, that spot was only Tuesdays and Thursdays, bro. So now that I found this practice spot, I would just go on bboyworld.com every day and look for practice spots. And I stopped going to gymnastics practice because I was doing high school gymnastics, then private gymnastics for like Junior Olympics, and then I was doing breaking all in one day. You know, I didn't get home till like 12 o'clock at night.
Damn.
And my mom was like, where are you? My mom went to surprise me and pick me up from gymnastics practice. My coach was like, I haven't seen him in a month. You know, and I was just like fucking breaking, like, you know, like just doing it every day. And it got to the point where I started jumping in on the shows in Times Square and 34th Street.
The street shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Five Crew.
Yeah.
So Five Crew Dynasty, let's break that down.
Yeah.
Five Crew Dynasty, the name is Dynasty Rockers. I've heard of that. That's not the same.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because, we're from the West Coast, and when we see Dynasty, we think it's all one.
Yeah, of course.
So Five Crew Dynasty is its own entity.
Yeah, so when we started Five Crew Dynasty, we loved that. Like, we fell in love with hip-hop. So we wanted to write, we wanted to paint, we wanted to do it all. So we wanted to not limit ourselves to just being a breaking crew. So we thought 5 elements of hip hop. And originally I thought it was only 4. But Jules in the crew, they call him Jules the Buddha Monk, right? So he's like the archive guy, right? He would show us all the dope videos. Like, he would just do his research. And he was like, bro, there's 5 elements. And the 5th element is knowledge, because we have to pass down what we learned. And we were like, yo, 5 Crew Dynasty. And the reason why we came up with, first it was like 5 Point Union, all these things, something with 5. And then the reason why we said Dynasty was because all the crews in New York at that time to us were a legacy. And we wanted to create our own legacy, our own dynasty, And so that's where 5 Crew Dynasty came in, yeah.
So you were there since the beginning in the creation of the name?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
And then that was with you and who else?
So the idea was not my idea. The idea was the twins' idea. And then I was just an original member. They were like, hey, we want to start a crew.
Okay.
So it was myself, it was Jules and Tricks, Invertebrate, my boy GC, who was the DJ, my boy Edgar, who was he was the graffiti artist at the time. And then within like a month, there was BX and just like a couple other guys, dude. It just kept growing. We had like 15 crew members at one point,
Yeah.
And everybody is still rocking today, like 16 years later, everybody's still doing what they do. The twins aren't breaking as heavy, but they're heavy in rap. Like, they're doing their thing, and I'm proud of them for that.
Dope.
Yeah.
Before we move any further, how old were you at this time? So you guys came together. 16. How did you get the name Gravity?
Oh, all right, yeah. So at first I was calling myself Too Nasty. Had no idea how bad I was. So my mom was like, "Hey, what's your nickname?" And I was like, "It's Too Nasty." And she was like, she looked at me and she was like, "You suck though." Like kept it super real. Like, that can't be your name. Why don't you call yourself like Anti-Gravity or something? I was like, "Well, I ain't going out there as Anti-Gravity. That's bad long." And she was like, "No, dude, go out there. It's like, I don't know, something like Zero Gravity, or just go out." I was like, "How about I just go out as Gravity? I'll just try it." She's like, "All right." So I went to Soho. I didn't know any better, all right? I went to Soho. I got an airbrush hat. It said Gravity on it. I got an airbrush t-shirt. And I would just walk around with this. I wore that thing religiously.
That's dope.
Because Jigs and them, they had like a shirt that said Supreme on it, Supreme Beings, and then everybody had their B-boy name. Like, no matter where you ran into them, you saw their name on the bottom back of their shirt.
Right.
That was just the time. And so I was like, all right, well, this is my name. I got to let everybody know. But I didn't know how to get shirts made. So I just got an airbrush, the Jamaican in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just hooked it up real fast. And then my first competition my first jam ever was a crew battle. It was called it was in an abandoned sugar factory. The Beat Nuts was playing.
Dope.
Kick Glide Through Massacre.
Dope. What year was this?
2. This was 2006.
Okay, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is my first jam. Never been to a competition.
And this is with 5 Crew?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you guys been practicing together as a crew, per se? Before a year. Okay, dope. So
we ain't stepped foot into a jam for a year.
And they were from Supreme Beings before they came up with 5 Crew Dynasty?
No, we were just these kids that liked breaking. The twins taught us everything.
But the twins were Supreme Beings.
No, the twins were. Their dad was Young City Boys, so they just grew up in breaking.
Okay, I see.
Right. Yeah. So they already knew about breaking, and they were just showing us what breaking was, and then we just were teaching each other whatever we knew. From gymnastics, I had flares already, so they were like, I was teaching them flares, but I had to relearn flares. How the hell? I was like laying down on my belly, my arms are straight, my flares were scissoring all crazy. I had to learn how to do it from standing. It felt impossible, So we go to this competition, and when I walk in, bro, mind you, so I'm not like, I didn't grow up in a way where like I was always in the street. you know. So for me to be gone, my mom needed to know where I was, you know, all that stuff. And I didn't come home till 5 in the morning that day, and my phone died.
Ooh.
Okay, so I pull up to this abandoned sugar factory. I didn't even tell her where it was because I heard it was an abandoned sugar factory. She's not gonna let me go. So I told her it was just at this school within the area. And I show up to this facility, and it's a long hallway, and there's just this big ass bouncer at the end. And you heard the bass only, bro. You heard the bass only, and we were walking, and we were like looking at each other like, what the fuck's going on, you know? And then we pay to get in. And he doesn't even check our ID. We pay to get in. He puts an X on us. And when he opens the double doors, bro, it was just like red versus blue, yellow versus purple, green versus... It was just crew shirts. And it was insane, bro.
Dope.
B-Boy Devious was sitting there. He had a girl on this side, another one on this side. Like, and he was just talking. And people were drinking. And there was Monster Energy cans in there at that time. Like, I guess they just had Monster drop off some stuff as just whatever. And then the stage was slightly like risen, and then there was host, and it was just the most
experience,
the most phenomenal thing I've ever seen in my life. We enter the battle as a crew, we get fucking demolished, right?
First round.
Oh
man,
we battled X Fiends. They were the legends at that time, you know. And then I stayed for the whole event until they kicked us out. I wouldn't leave. I just stayed watching Cypher, standing there, not dancing, too afraid. Like, this is, like, I'm not, like, I just knew my place. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I went home. My mom was fucking screaming, where the fuck were you? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, you're grounded. I said, it's worth it. I'll take it. And she was like, what? And I've never been like that, you know? I need my freedom, you know? And I was like, man, Mom, I know what I'm doing for the rest of my life. I told her that. I know what I'm doing for the rest of my life. And then she was like, what? And then that was it. From there, that very next day, she didn't let me leave because I was grounded. But I went outside, and we had a parking lot right outside. And I was just breaking. And I was breaking to, like, I didn't know how to find break beats until they started putting it on B-Boy World. They started putting the B-Boy World mixes out. But I was breaking to, like, Lisa, Lookout Weekend. I didn't know anything that had that you know what I'm saying? Anything that had some type of break, you know? And I remember I just wanted to do it every day. And I did it every single fucking day. Every single day. But it was weird because I would go and be really excited for these events. But I was getting shitted on, like, verbally. Like, it was just it was like a very verbally abusive environment. It was like, bro, like, that shit is trash, bro. That shit is whack. Like, it was so raw, bro. And then I would be getting down, and somebody would just, like, before I even spun up, they would just run up on me and just start breaking, and, like, cock me and be like, you're a gymnast, get out of here. Like, that was, like, my life, bro, for, like, the first 5 years, bro.
Did you feel like you had to try extra hard to break away from the gymnast perception?
Absolutely, bro. It was like I lost that identity. I had to lose that identity. I had to. It was like if you want to do this, you have to lose that identity, because if not, they're never gonna let it go. And it got to the point, bro, where it was just like I would still flip because I knew it was good, and I knew they couldn't do it. Like, I never let it stop me from being who I was, but I had to find a way to. In a way, they were right, bro. Like, I don't know enough about the culture. I'm brand new to this, you know? Who the fuck do I think I am coming in hot stuff, you know? Like, it was like a check. At that time, it never stopped me. It never altered how I wanted to dance. It just helped me understand how much better I had to get, you know? I had no full work. I could not top rock. And I would meet with different people, bro. So B-Boy World, my crew would only use it to find practice spots or events in New York. Bro, I clicked the fucking tab, and it came down, and you saw Philadelphia, New Jersey, Boston, and I was like, practice spot. I need to save up some money. I asked the guys if I can hit with them. Now, at this point, I'm asking them, hey, can I dance with you guys for the day? And they would, like, huddle up, talk about it, and then be like, yeah. And then it was straight up, yay or nay, bro. And sometimes it'd be like, not today, you know? And sometimes it'd be like, today. And then I would make chump change, bro. I'd be there like 8 hours and make like $15-20. That was just it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You got to pay your dues when you're street hitting.
Yeah.
And I would make that money, and I would take the Chinatown bus. and I would just show up at this practice spot, and then I would just try to learn whatever I could learn from different. And I was going by myself. Nobody was coming with me. You know, I only had enough money to get there. I would look at the bus schedule and be like, the last bus leaves at this time. I got to make sure I get that bus. And then I would get the bus and I would make it back home, and I would be gone. I'd be like 17 years old, traveling to Jersey, Boston, Philadelphia, Virginia. Like, I was just gone, going to practice spots, you know. And then I would utilize other people. I would see like who could top rock.
Yeah.
Really good, like who got props for top rocking, and then I would ask them if I could practice with them, and then I would just try to learn whatever I could.
What was the first event that was out of New York that you went to?
Circles.
Where at?
Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah. Circles 11.
How did you get there? Who'd you go with?
I went with Dynamic.
Okay.
All right, so now...
So Dynamic Rockers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now at this point, I'm like, 2-3 years in. Okay. And I'm doing only local events. Losing. And never making it past prelims, but just battling everybody in the cypher every day. I would stay the whole event just ciphering. And then Kid Glide comes up to me. We all practice at the same spot. He was like, yo, there's an event coming up. Would you be down to do it with us? And I was like, hell yeah. Everybody knew I had a double backflip at this time because there was this moment. It was like a legend. For me, it was legendary in my career. But we ran into the hitters. And at this point, I'm a B-boy now. And now my mentality is different. Now I want to battle everybody. I didn't know what was going through my mind, but everybody was food. Straight up. And we saw the hitters, and we just stood at the end of their show like this. Like, I guess this is how you do it, right? And they were like, what? And we were like, yo, we want to battle, like, right now, right? These motherfuckers are about this life, right? So they're like, bet. We start battling, but they weren't breaking. They were, like, flipping. Like, and then the only person in my crew that could flip was me.
Oh, man.
So what are they gonna do? It was just me versus them, and I forgot his name, bro. You gotta know who he is, man. He wears those yellow tight suits, and he does like spiders really well. And
I know, Tylon.
Yes, he was my arch nemesis.
That's dope.
He was my arch nemesis, bro, and he just started flipping, bro, and then I would flip, and he would go, and his combos got harder, my combos got harder. This is Times Square. And then and then he went and hit it was like a double twist, and he comboed it. And I was like, I looked at my guys, I remember this, and they were like, you gotta do it. They all knew. And I was like, I backed everybody up, and I just did it. And hit the double backflip in Times Square and landed. Boom! The whole crowd, the train station, the cops, everybody was screaming, yelling. I got picked up and lifted. I don't even know what happened to them, bro. I was gone. The crowd took me away. Peace. We won. At this point, now everybody, there's a talk. There's this B-boy that has a double backflip in New York, So I started noticing a little bit of attention. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I started noticing a little bit of attention. Kid Glide and Dynamic were always around us. I was practicing it at the studio, like on mats. And so whatever the case is, I'm doing it every day. These guys are there. They invite me to Virginia, Circles 11. Now my first big jam, the last time was the Sugar Factory. After that, there was nothing really that big. I went to Circles, and it was like a whole other world of people, faces I've never seen. I met Dizzy, Iron Monkey, all these guys, Puzzles, people I've never seen or heard of. And then that's when I realized that there's people doing this, like, hardcore all over the world. That's when I realized, like, this is a real thing, like, And we ended up winning.
Was it a 2-on? Or was it a?
It was like a 5-on-5 crew battle. I brought home money for the first time. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I crashed. Did the double backflip, but I crashed.
When was the first time you did the double backflip besides Times Square? Just in your whole career.
Oh man, I was like 8.
So you were a youngster doing
Yeah.
a double backflip already.
Yeah, I was 8 years old, doing it in the gymnastics gym, busting it.
Do you remember the first time you did it on a flat floor?
Yeah, it was 17th Street, Manhattan practice spot. Gee, turn that off. It was 17th Street, Manhattan practice spot, and they had these mats, and I was just like wondering, like, yo, I wonder if I could do it. Like, I'm a street tumbler at this time, you know, so like I was a street tumbler like my dad, so I was doing it in the street too, but just never double backflip. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I just went for it. I just went for it on a mat. I literally just went for it on a mat, bro. And I fucking I just hit it. And when I went for it, I was like, okay, I could do this. I could really do this. And that was prior to that Times Square battle. So once I hit it, I was like, I know I can do it, but I never moved all the mats and just did it on hard floor. That was the first time I did it with no safety net.
Oh wow.
It was in Times Square, but it was like, you're either gonna do it or you lose. It's all on the line. Like, and there was no such thing as losing back then. If you lost, bro, that's it, bro. They like tower over you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was it. You can't. And I don't know, bro. It was like, I really, no matter what anybody knows or says, like, I really like wanted to be the best in the business, period. I didn't know what that entailed, you know, so I did everything I wanted to do or everything I could do to like get as good as I can get so that I had something, you know. I was tired. I remember there was a point where I was tired of not making it past prelims. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, I was tired. I was like, and when after we won circles and I got to bring home $600 by myself, everybody.
That's fresh.
Like, I have never made that. I'm 18 years old. Like, I don't have a job, bro. I'm $600 in one day. I was just like, I bought some new breaking kicks. I gave my mom some money. You know what I'm saying? I remember I ate good that day. Like, it was dope, bro. And then after that, I was like, now practice leveled up even more. Like, took practice to the next level now, you know?
So now it's serious shit. It's been serious, but now
it was serious before,
but
the
money.
Yes, now you taste the money, and it was like, I don't want a job at all, bro. I don't want a job at all, you know? And there was so many, obviously, small events that now that I'm doing this, and I started, like, you start to realize what wins, you know? So how do you win? And it got to the point where I would just be watching. I watched all the battles. And now, like, it's weird, though, because I remember I told you I was always in a cypher, calling everybody out, battling everybody. And then the competition started to intrigue me more. And I would sit down and watch the battles and watch who was winning, because I didn't make past prelims, you know. And then it just got to the point where I made it past prelims and I lost. And I stayed in the cypher. And then I made it past prelims, I made it past first round, and so on and so forth. And then I really did become like a competitive b-boy. Like, I feel like I was like one of the first people but like, you know, one of the first of my generation to be like, you start to stray away from the ciphers and you start to be heavy in the competition, if that makes sense. That really does happen.
Yeah, it does.
You know, without even really wanting to. The only time I found myself in a cipher was when, like, oh, you're talking shit? All right, the battle's done. Like, we're going rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you handled the beef, was just in the ciphers. That's when you saw me in there. If I was in the ciphers, because there was beef happening, you know? Yeah, man. Then I fell in love with the competition, bro. Now I'm training sets and rounds, and
right.
You know. But it's crazy though, cause like now I find myself back in a cipher more than anything, you know.
Yeah. What was or have you ever had b-boy beefs? Somebody that you saw all the time and you had a battle all the time, and it was almost like
it was on some crew shit.
Okay.
Actually, it was crew beef.
Okay.
So we were the young guys coming up, and then there was Swift Steps that was coming up under X Fiends. So we're coming up under Dynamic, and then they're coming up under X Fiends, and X Fiends and Dynamic had beef. So naturally, period, right? And man, bro, they smoked the shit out of us one day at Forest Hills. They just smoked us, bro. Destroyed us. Destroyed our lives, bro. And it was about a 45-minute bus ride.
Whoa.
Like 30 to 40-minute bus ride, yeah. We walked back because we were so bad. We walked. We said, fuck the bus ride back to the train. We're walking. And we talked about it. We're like, we're never going to lose to them again. We didn't go back to any open practice spot. That's when we started practicing in Astoria Park in Queens. It was our own practice spot in Astoria. We all chipped in for linoleum, and we practiced every single day, 2 times a day. Bro, I'm talking about, this is like during the summer, so I didn't have school. I would wake up, go to Queens, eat, train for 3 hours, take a break, have lunch, train for another 3 hours, go home. We did this every day until we saw them at a jam called Sneaker Box. And
Sneaker Box in New York?
Yeah, Sneaker Box New York. So basically, you enter, and in order for you to enter, you'd have to wager your sneakers. And so if you lost, you had to take your shoes off and give them to the guy who won. Everybody was dressing fresh back then. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So you had some fly kicks. Some dudes were punks and brought 2 pairs of sneakers. When I found out about this jam, I brought 1 pair. I said, if I lose my shoes, I'm going home barefoot. Like, I was how my head was at. We saw Swift Steps there for the first time after they smoked us. Bro, we made those. They're no longer a crew. Like, straight up. You know? Are
they still breaking?
Yeah, some of them.
Okay.
Like, some of them. Maybe... No. I think Jansen's still breaking, and he's in X Fiends now. So Swift Steps is no longer a crew, but I think some of them are in X Fiends, but they're not even, like, they know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that beef was like real. It was real. It could have went to hands because it was just so much shit talking. Like, it was like, who's gonna be the young crew that really takes it somewhere? That survives. It was us.
Yeah.
You know, they're gone, bro. You know, but it was like, that was real beef, you know? And then as I got older, beef just was like, the only real beef I had was, honestly, bro, it was just like people that just treated me different because I had a gymnastics background. Anybody that put their hands up like this after I did a flip, we were in a cipher. Like, I didn't care. Every time I saw you, we were in a cipher. You know?
That's weird because when I first saw you, mm-hmm. It never occurred to me that you had gymnastics background.
That's crazy.
You really switched it off, at least for myself.
Yeah.
And it's not. I did hear about it,
yeah.
But later, maybe within the last year or two, it was recent.
Yeah.
And I was like, he did gymnastics, and then I was like, okay, that makes sense why he would have a double backflip.
Yeah, bro. It was bro, Smurf. It was like, some days it was like, it would just be me, myself, and I'd just be like, man, when are they gonna stop, bro? Like, dissing me like this, bro. It sucked, bro.
It sucks because even though you don't look like it, just because somebody saw you like that from a youngster, they're gonna attach that to you.
Yeah, always.
You know,
always, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of sucky because, you know, it's like very judgmental. You know what I'm saying? Versus like nowadays, there's so many different styles. Like even now, like my younger guys at the studio, like that I train with, my camp, right? They be like, man, like, somebody will kill it and be like, but he didn't really do anything. And I'm like, yo, but you got to appreciate the fact that that's his style. Like, that's what he decided to get good at. You know, like, there's no specific real thing. It's like how you want to really, like, that's when I start caring for, like, these individual styles, because if not, then we're just going to be like, you know, whatever, Zulu spin, tap mill, baby freeze.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. When I came up, there were characters and warriors in this shit. Like, that's what I saw, you know? And so I want to remember when I told you we had talked, and I was like, dude, you don't know why this is so dope for me. It's because I had tapes of like K-Mel, you, and all these guys from the West Coast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had tapes. Like, I saw tapes with Hannibal. Kid Glide was showing me people, and I think that it's crazy to be like 15 years later talking to you about like my journey when I saw you guys and I was like, I want to go to the West Coast. I want to see that style. And seeing like you guys and Zulu, and seeing like you travel with like Alien S, and seeing your battles, and like, yo, bro, like I always thought like you guys were the scariest people to battle. Like, you guys knew how to battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys didn't give a fuck about nobody's feelings. It was burns after burns after burns, and it was like, that is how to do it. And so I really took that and added that to my style, was like that attitude, that commitment to that character, it comes from watching like you guys. And now I'm sitting here talking to you about this, and it's, to me, that's fucking crazy. You know,
That's crazy.
So K-Mel is my like my idol in breaking. Jigs versus K-Mel, Migas versus K-Mel. I show all my students that because I studied that. That's what I studied. This is why people were like, yo, Gravity got short rounds. And it's because I did what I had to do. You know, like, you're slow. Like, that's really, like, if you watch my battles, my rounds are short, bro. 20, 25 seconds, bro.
You get to the point, though.
Yo,
man.
yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, my rounds are short because that's what I grew up watching. That's what I idolized, was these short rounds that had so much impact. You know what I'm saying? And so when I watched K-Mel versus Migas, when I watched K-Mel versus Jigs, I didn't take the moves. I took the responses. So this is what he's doing, but this is how he's saying what he's doing is better. And this is really, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's just crazy to me to be here to talk with you. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm in your fucking shop with all your paintings in your world. And it's like, I was watching you and I was trying to figure out how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Now we have this conversation. It's fucking sick. You know,
That's
like,
sick.
it is sick. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is dope. You know, to me. For me, it's very dope. I know for you, you're hyped and excited. For me, this is big. You know, so
Yeah, I'm excited, man, because when I first saw you, that's the first perception I had. It was like, oh, this kid's hungry. This guy's fucking. The first time I saw you in person was in LA at a cypher.
wow.
And you were battling my crew member, I think.
Who?
Miggs.
Oh, he's such a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he is an asshole.
He
I love you,
knows
Miggs.
it, too.
He knows
Like,
it. Oh, him and the cypher going at it, and I remember walking in, and you guys were already like more than halfway through it.
Yeah.
And I looked over and I saw you fucking screaming and turning around.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I want to battle that guy right there,
bro. I like, yo, man, that day, bro, I remember too, man, because, like, you know, although, like, man, so before I found breaking, man, like, bro, I was, like I said, I wasn't the type, like, my mom was raising me to not be a street kid. You know, she worked corporate law firm. She gave me everything I needed. We had nothing, but I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? She did good. But as I like, you just naturally, you grow up in New York, you travel from one place to another, you find people, you meet people. I went to school right next to Queensbridge projects, surrounded by Ravenswood projects and Astoria projects. Like, that's all I saw. And I was like really like this person. Like, I was fighting, I was in jail, I was like, nobody thought I was gonna make it anywhere. And when I found breaking, I was like, yo, I don't need to do this. Instead of a gang, I have a crew. Instead of fighting, I could battle. And when that shit happened with Migs, I was already known for, like, the guy that punched somebody in the face, banned me from breaking, you know, like, and I just don't ever want to have to raise my hands. But I felt like that was like a new level of testing. Like, people started testing me, like let's see if he's gonna do something. Like,
right,
you know?
right. I can see that.
You know, and it
Yeah.
was just happening. And like, Migs, I felt was one of those people where I didn't even know what his problem was. I didn't even know why he didn't like me. One time he got on the mic and was like, Gravity's a bitch. Like, and I was just like, today's the day, bro. It's gotta happen, or he's not gonna stop, bro. You know, like, it really does. And I've always felt like that. I haven't seen him in years, and I don't care, you know. But, like, I got fucking kids now. I don't give a fuck, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like, people would think, like, bro, it won't go there, but you gotta be careful, bro, because it really could go there. It's just like, I really make that decision. Like I really have to make that decision, like, just because there's so much more at stake. Like, I don't just break. Like, this is my life. I chose to say, I don't have a safety net. This is how I want to make my money, because I only want to be good at this. If that makes sense, you know. So I just never understood it. But then it gets to the point, as you get older, like, I feel bad. I don't know what his problem is, and I hope he's okay. Like, maybe
he switched his life around.
Yeah,
like, 360.
which is amazing.
Yeah,
Which is great to fuck up.
We'll talk later about it, but yeah, he switched around, man. I'm very proud of him. Like, we had to kick him out the crew because he was fucking up, but
Yeah.
in the last 5 years, he switched his life around, like,
Which is incredible,
Yeah.
and that's what this is, bro. This is
Yeah.
what breaking is, and you know, it's definitely a lesson, a place of lesson. It's a place of learning. You're around, like, it always sounded corny when I was younger, and I never got it, but there are kung fu masters in this bitch, and they really do teach you, and you get humbled really fast. you know, and this place is when I say this place, I mean our world. It is very honorable, like it is. And then when you fuck with that honor, people know it, you know, like it's just what it is. It's like a unwritten word, and it has taught me a lot. Like it has taught me a lot about life. It's taught me a lot about our culture. And you really understand, like, bro, like we gotta just try to be better every day in our own world, you know what I'm saying, through this, you know. I'm glad that he's doing good. He's doing great fucking now. Asshole, but I never had nothing for him, you know. I never had nothing against him, but it's like, oh, you're a fucking asshole. He knows it, so that's why we're good.
He knows it. What was the first trip that you did out the country?
Oh, Shells Battle Pro.
Shells. That's in France?
Yeah. Okay. 2-on-2, MiG-1A7. Basically, we did Evolution together as a crew.
Florida.
No, we did Evolution Atlanta.
Okay.
This is where Crumbs battled Hong Ten.
Oh, yeah. Before we even move forward. Yo, for the record, I haven't seen that battle. I should watch that battle.
Yo, you should. Oh, fuck.
I haven't seen it.
That's a spin theory. That's spin theory.
Hong Ten versus Crumbs, man.
Bro, that's the first time I saw Hong Ten in person.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hong Ten's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
And he's dope.
He is.
I fuck with Hong Ten.
Oh, since day one, he's always been a nice person.
Yeah.
I've called him out in the cypher because I had to, right? But anyway, man, there was this huge build-up, bro. It was shoulder to shoulder in Evolution, which is legendary. Ciphers were everywhere, but you don't see Hong Ten or Crumbs the whole night, okay? And bro, this motherfucker came out, had a full-on entrance on the stage.
Who, Hong?
Crumbs. Hong Ten is out first.
Okay.
Crumbs comes out.
What is he wearing? What is Crumbs wearing?
He's wearing a motherfucking... It looked like a boxing... Coming out like he's coming to fight, you know? I'm serious, bro. And he does this whole bit, like this whole bit, takes his stuff off. He just looks like he's pacing back and forth. These warriors, bro. And so much is on the line for them. They made it. Yeah. They made it their thing to pull up right.
Right, okay.
And Crumbs got fucking toasted.
Oh.
So bad.
Wow.
At least... It can't even just be my opinion.
Okay. We're gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, right. So, and I haven't watched the battle since that day. It was just you're there, you see it. You never seen this Asian guy come and whip it like the way he did. It was something to remember. And so, man, so this happens. It's done. The exhibition happens. Everybody's screaming for Hong Ten.
Damn, USA lost. That's fucked up, Crumbs.
Yeah, bad.
Part 2 soon.
And Hong Ten didn't come out with that kind of an entrance. That's what even made it kind of crazier.
That's crazy.
He just came out like, yo, I'm here to do this. Quiet. And I remember taking a picture with Hong Ten that day. I became a Hong Ten fan. That was dope. And we were in the battles. We're in the finals for the crew battle too.
Okay. Who are you battling with?
Dynamic Rockers and Five Dynasty.
Rockers.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get down with Dynamic Rockers? We're gonna pause it right there and go back. Okay. How did you get down with Dynamic Rockers?
Yeah. So this was a really big, crucial point in my life.
Okay.
Okay. So Five Crew Dynasty is my life.
Okay.
Kid Glide was like, after we won circles, Kid Glide was like, bro, like we love you, bro. Like this is the bond. We got to do this. Like let's be a part of Dynamic Rockers. It's Rocksteady Crew, Dynamic Rockers. It's a legendary moment. And I said, man, I have to talk to my crew. I can't make that decision without them. And he was like, all right, I respect that, you know. But I said, I want to do it. Like I want to be in. I want to be down. And I talked with the crew. They were not happy about it.
No crew is ever happy about that.
And they were not happy about it. They were fucking upset. And I just told them, like, and mind you, at this point, this is like a very important thing to remember. At this point, we're about 17, 18, seniors. Their parents are telling them to go to college and get a job. I said, no, I'm not doing that. I turned down scholarships to ASU for gymnastics because I quit gymnastics to do breaking, you know? And they were in school, yo, I can't come to practice, I gotta study. I can't come to practice, I got exams. I can't come to practice, I gotta work. I can't come to practice, I gotta do this and that and this and that. Everything else was starting to come before. Their fallback plan became the main plan.
Right.
naturally, not because of anything. It just naturally. You gotta listen, man. School is not easy, and you gotta stay focused if you're gonna be there spending money on it. You know, so I get that. But they were told they needed a fallback plan. I didn't believe in that. I said, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I want to battle with people that are doing this every single day. And that was just my mentality, and they understood that. And so for that, they said, we don't want to hold you back. We want you to do this if you want to do this. So they blessed it. Yeah, we all ended up getting down with Dynamic after a while anyway, because it just made sense. Glide was very good. He was just like, at the time, he was like, yo, bro, look, you guys have the members, we have the name. Like, together, we can do some amazing things and create a legacy as Five Crew and Dynamic. It just all led more towards Dynamic after a while, But I ended up getting down with Dynamic Beat like that. It was like me, Kid Glide, everywhere. Anywhere he said to go, that's where I went. Like, that was my mentor. He was teaching me about this shit. I was getting in the clubs at a young age. And it wasn't even like in the clubs to party and drink. It's like, yo, you want to know how to dance? You need to start coming out with us. And it was like, that's when I started running into, it was like, bro, when you would go out, that was neutral grounds. Nobody had beef. Everybody was dancing, having a good time. There was always a different type of DJ. Then I started seeing guys with their girlfriends, and they're out there and they're dancing. They're teaching you how to dance. Like, yo, they were pushing me to go out there and just top rock and dance and cypher, learn how to house and move. And that was like it was legendary, And so that's where, like, Kid Glide mentored me into this. It made sense for me to be Dynamic, and
dope.
Yeah, so that's how that happened.
Sick. Okay. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to fast forward to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Evolution.
I fucking fell. We did a routine called triple stack.
Okay.
Where, when you flip somebody from, you hold their feet, you flip them. So they flip the guy. But while they're doing that, we're flipping off of his shoulders. So he's 2 hands down, one shoulder here, one shoulder there, 1 foot here, 1 foot there. And when they flip him, we backflip. Well, they messed up on the flip, and then I slipped. And when I slipped, I was too late. I was already too far up. And I came down, I freaking fractured my whole pelvis.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro. So they stopped the battle. We lost. I'm notorious for getting hurt in this shit. And they stopped the battle. We lost the finals, but I was killing it that day. Like, I was doing every tiebreaker. I was doing I was the banger of the night for my crew. And it was crazy because Irwin, I fractured my pelvis. I'm out 6 weeks. Got a fucking diaper cast and shit. Like, it sucked. I was back in 4.5, 5 weeks, back at it training. I was like doing handstands and stabs and just trying to do whatever I could. And I get this phone call, and Kid Glide's like, yo, bro, get to practice right now. And I'm like, all right. I get there late. He's like, Irwin wants to fly you out. Everybody thought you killed it, bro. Like, they want to fly you out. I'm like, what do you mean? They were like, bro, you're going to France. And I was like, yo, I'm on probation. I can't leave the country. I'm telling you, I was that guy. I was on 5 years of probation. I was like, I can't leave the country. He was like, bro, it's Shell's Battle Pro, bro. Like, talk to your PO. And I was like, man, I started doing internet research. Like, can you leave the country? Will they know? Like, da-da-da. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Basically, they say you can leave the country, but you may get flagged on the way back in. And if you get flagged on the way back in, you get caught, you have to finish off the rest of your probation in jail. Like, if you violate your probation.
Right.
I left.
Wow. And you left.
I left. Got my passport.
Man.
I got my passport. Shit in bricks at the airport. Like, they look at it, they look at me. Look at it, they look at me. And I'm like, fuck. And they're like, goof. And I was like, oh, it's over.
Chill.
Me when they 7 was like, what? I was like, we're out.
So how did he come into play? How you got a call from him to go out there on your own?
For a 2-on-2.
For a 2-on-2. And how did Miggs get involved?
They asked me who I would want to battle with on the crew. Kid Glide wasn't available.
And how did you meet Miggs?
Mig 187. I'm sorry. It wasn't Mig 187. I'm tripping. It was Mean 187.
Mean 187, the
Yeah.
East Coast version of Miggs 187.
No, Mean 187 is funny. You say that, you're like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
I've heard of it. I've heard of him. Yeah.
So he's like a footwork head, top rock guy. Yeah. So Mean 187.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So Mean 187, they asked, I was like, I want to battle with Mean. Like, that would be dope. I'm like power and flips and he's footwork and freeze. We got to go out there with a strategy. Kid Glide wasn't available for that trip. And so they were like, yo, they want you guys out there. Like, let's do this, whatever. So, boom. Well, he said yes. It means dynamic at the time, you know?
Do you feel like the Atlanta event was the catapult?
Yes.
It's always like that.
Changed me.
That's dope.
It changed everything. And
That's
then from Atlanta was the France battle. I prepared for that battle. I trained for that battle. We made it all the way to the finals. We beat Kareem and Twix.
Oh, boy.
I did a double backflip on them.
Yo, chill.
Yeah, and that was huge. I'd never seen Kareem before. I'd never seen Twix before. You know, like, and we lost to Blue and Bake in the finals.
I don't know who that is.
They're just fucking legend. Like, they're power heads. Like, I've never seen power like that.
Are they from Europe?
They're from Asia.
Okay.
Yeah, they're Koreans.
Okay, I know who it is.
I'm talking about air flares across the stage and then back, and I was just like, you know, like how you use the moves then was very important.
Right.
You know, and we lost to them in the finals, but I didn't give a fuck. I remember, you know Keebs? Not Keebs, I'm sorry, Keys.
Keys. It sounds familiar,
Mr. Keys from France. Vagabond's crew.
Yeah.
We were watching his footage. Remember, Jules Boudemont, he's showing us all this footage. He's finding these dudes from all over the world and putting us on. And he was like, yo, you're going to France? You need to watch him. And they put on Mr. Keys. And then it's just this dude that is just, never seen flow like that. I've never seen freezes like that. I've never seen, like, now I'm like, you can do more. Like, there's so much more than what I'm doing.
Right.
And I'm like, I want that. I want to battle him. And like, that's like, it was almost like when you battle somebody, you beat them and you absorb that energy. Yeah, that's like what I really saw it as. Like, I need that. I went out there, I saw him in a cypher stretching. I ain't never seen nobody in a cypher stretching.
Yeah.
This is the competition world. They're about that life. And I called him out, and he was like, what? He was like, who are you? Like that. He was like, who are you? He's like, get out of here, kid. Like that.
What?
That's what he did to me.
What?
And it hit my pride so hard because he didn't know who I was. And I was pissed that he didn't know who I was. And I was like, okay. So now there's status. Now I'm realizing there's status on this planet, you know? So we go, we battle, whatnot, and we end up making it to the finals. We lose, go home. I don't see Keys again. And but I told the crew, like, yo, I saw him. I called him out. He didn't fucking battle me. You know, I thought he must have been scared, but he wasn't scared. He just didn't know. He's like, get the fuck out of here, kid. I'm getting ready to battle.
That's fresh.
He ain't win though. So he didn't win the battle though. And whatever the case is, bro, it was just after that I was in a different country every weekend.
Fresh. Taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I was
never getting flagged.
Nah. Oh yeah. Okay. I come back. I'm like, fuck, they're gonna get me, but it was worth it. They didn't fucking flag me. They didn't flag me. My probation officer never knew.
What?
They never got me. So I was like, Glide. He was like, you didn't get locked up. I said, where are we going next? And then after that, B-Boy World's flying me everywhere after that. This was crazy.
Erwin always had the hookups out in Europe.
Yeah.
Shout out to Erwin for banning me from B-Boy World back in the days.
Oh, I'm banned too. I'm banned.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But, you know, shout out to him. He did do an amazing thing at one point.
Yeah.
So B-Boy World was flying me everywhere. They were like the manager. They were like, they would deal with the promoters, and he was like the link to the U.S., you know, and all over. It was dope. Then you would watch the battles on the forums.
Yep,
and everybody was talking.
Yep.
Yo, that was the world, bro.
Yeah, that was the world. Yo, you did a battle. I'm like, yo, I gotta go check it out.
And everybody would,
yeah.
And that was where there was buzz, like double backflip. What a gymnast! This isn't gymnastics. Da da da. Like it was like the only
school forum.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. New school forum.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you went to the old school forum, it was the tapes.
Yeah.
Yo.
Mikey Ice. Yo, shout out to Mikey Ice. Yo.
Was he the one?
He's the one putting all the old school shit up on the internet back in the mid 2000s, early 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Mikey Ice, man.
Wow.
Now it's Jung Rock from Korea.
Oh,
but
yes.
the original was Mikey Ice.
Wow.
Yeah, from Oakland.
Okay. And so now
I believe so.
That's dope. I never put a face to that. That's tight. Okay. So now here we are, like I started traveling a lot, but now I got to the point where I was traveling so much. I'm a dad now. you know.
So when did you have your first child?
I was, so this is another, legendary story too. Here we go. My first kid was born November 19, 2010.
2010.
That's the first time I went to BC1.
Ooh.
So my daughter was born the day before I had to leave to BC1.
Oh, man.
So basically...
BC1 where?
Japan.
Okay. So that's the first BC1 you did?
Yeah. Now I'm invited to BC1. This is like the peak of my career. Like, I went from battling, hitters in the freaking train station to saying I want to do this. BC1, I'm invited as a guest. There was no ciphers back then. There was no BC1 cipher. If you got invited, it was because you were that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt in the competition world. And bro, it got to the point where it was just like, I was like, babe, I cannot miss this. This is my life. It's my career. And she was like, you can't miss this. This is your life.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, I'm young, bro. I'm fucking 19, 20 years old, And I'm telling her, like, what can we do? Internet. Inducing labor, right? Naturally. So she was down. She was like, mind you, she was like, yo, I don't want you to miss this. Let's induce me. So we did, it's like a castor oil, orange juice, and vanilla ice cream. And it was like do or die. If she didn't have this baby, I wasn't getting on the plane. I'm missing BC1.
Right. That's dope that you got a supportive lady, though, because a lot of...
To this day.
Yeah,
to this day. She's
dope.
here.
That's dope.
11 years later, we've been together.
That's fresh. Congratulations.
Yeah, 12 years November, yeah. Yeah, thanks, bro. We have 4 kids together, like my son breaks. We're traveling for him now. That's
sick.
Weird. It's so sick.
Sick.
But yeah, so then we go and she has the baby. And then I love them. I kiss them. I'm a father now. And then I leave to the airport. And now I have this joy of being a father, and now I know what I'm doing, you know. And I go to BC1, and I went into a 5-star hotel. I've never seen this in my life. To this day, being a Monster Energy athlete, nothing feels better than that. I've never been treated this good. All right, so BC1, they have a person waiting for me, my name at the airport.
Right. That's how Japanese do it.
Yo, they pick you up. I'm in a Mercedes car where the door opens the other way. It's like a Mercedes limo style. They take me to this, what the major crosswalk in Japan?
Yeah.
It's the main hotel right there. The forks and spoons are gold. It's a 5-star hotel.
Damn.
There's pictures of me in the hotel. There's action figures of me in the hotel.
What?
Yes, there's action figures of me. There's a whole BC1 display. You go up, you get a room. My room was like on like the 100th floor, overlooking Japan.
Sick.
Bro, it was just photo shoots, video shoots, everything. I felt like I'm a superstar. I'm good. And whatever the case is, you get to practice with everybody, train. And then Little G is there. All these legendary dudes is there. Mr. Keys is there now, right?
Oh, sick. Now he knows who you are.
Yeah. Now he knows who the fuck I am, right? They're taking us out on the water. We're doing sushimi. Like, bro, I've never witnessed this in my life. The only thing is that it was during Thanksgiving, and I had Thanksgiving by myself. That was the first time I ever had Thanksgiving by myself, but I ordered a dope meal. Everybody else was partying and drinking, but I'm like massively family orientated. So I just sat down. I knew my family was having Thanksgiving, so I was eating while they were eating. Like, that was just where my head was at. Whatever the case is, now the battle comes. I lose first round. But before that...
You lose first round?
Yeah. So before that, they're like, yo, whoever gets Little G first round is just going home. Like, Lil G.
Yeah, basically.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't beat that dude. 2010 Lil G.
Dude, 2010 Lil G is like...
Is the Lil
G, yeah.
All right, so they got Lil G versus, and then it's Gravity. And I was like...
Oh.
Fuck. And everybody was like, damn. Thesis comes up behind me. Sorry, bro. Like, it just fucked me up. Like, nobody has my back, bro, And I'm like... I call my late. I leave. I walk out. I don't even stay to hear the rest of the brackets. Kaleju's in it, whatever. Kaleju he just started blowing up because he hit that dun, 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 dun. This is the like peak of everybody's like shit,
This was a good year.
Yes. And it was. And I go and I tell my lady, I make this video, and I've always been into filming, like documenting. I'm in this video. I'm like, nobody thinks I could do it, but I know I could do it. I know today, like, it was the day of the competition. I said, I know I can do it today. And And I go and I'm standing there before the battle. They call me up. We're the first battle. We set off the whole night. All right, we set off the whole night. I started off. I'm like double backflip off the rip. I hit it on this fool. I do my thing. The crowd's... There's no way he could beat me is what I have in my head. He fucking crashes a little bit, but he's hitting crazy power moves. And he crashes a little bit, but his difficulty is on 1,000. Then I go in for my second round. And mind you, when I hit the double backflip, I land and I stand up. And when I stand up, it was like the floor was shaking. The people were the raw of the crowd. It was like I couldn't hear the music anymore. I was dancing, but I couldn't hear the music at all because they were so loud. It was overbearing. Like if you would have put like water, it would have been like this on the floor, you know? So second round was super short. He kind of still messed up. He was like kind of like crashing a bit, but what he was doing was way more difficult than what I was doing. I lost first round.
Wow.
When you lose first round and you're the first battle, that means you're watching everybody else's, but you were the first nigga to lose, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember standing there and Intac was there because he was there for Pluto. He was like Pluto's translator.
Okay.
And he was like, I was like, man, I just really wanted it. And he was like, he said, sometimes it just isn't our time. And he goes, you have to just wait till it's your time. And like that was like a lesson, bro. You know, it was the first time that event was the first time I hung out with Ken Swift.
Sick.
You know,
Sick.
It was just like wild, bro. It was just so wild, bro. And yeah, man. After that, now I was like phenom. Whether I lost or not, it was the double back was world renowned now. You know?
Yeah.
And it was dope, bro. After that, like now, just everything picked up, bro.
Dope. I don't know how much time we got. We probably got like 10 more minutes.
Okay.
But I want to get into maybe we speak a little bit about how'd you get involved with Monster.
Okay. So Monster Energy at that time, I didn't know anything about it. I knew Moy was Monster, Machine, Crumbs. I know that they were doing stuff with Monster, but I didn't really know much about it. At that time, now we're at beyond the peak of my career. I'm winning everything. I don't lose. Right, I'm winning all the competitions everywhere. Everywhere I go, it's either first or second. And I'm battling a lot with Thesis and El Nino, and we're partying and drinking, and we're in Miami for Pro-Am, and we're doing a 3-on-3. But I get there at like, I don't know, 9 a.m. I'm belligerent on South Beach by 10. I didn't know it was a 2-day event. I thought it was just Saturday. I got it on Friday. Prelims was Friday. So my boy calls me. He's like, yo, where you at? They're getting ready to start prelims. It's 11 a.m. I'm on South Beach, like, you know, half a bottle of fucking liquor in my hand. I'm done. I don't know what was wrong with me at this time. My lady was telling me, like, at that time I was so obnoxious and I just became like this party animal. And, you know, she hated me at that time, you know. And so I go, what? I didn't know. But I still cared about the competition. But not at the level I do now, right? It has evolved over time, right? So I'm partying, I'm living it up, and I'm like, find out about the competition. I start making myself throw up, start pounding water. I ran over, I bought donuts, burgers, whatever. So I'm like, I got to get to the competition. But I needed fries or something like that. I still was feeling uncomfortable, so I run into this spot, and I was like, yo, still drunk, but not as crazy because I threw a lot of it up. And I'm there, and I'm ordering food, and then all I heard was, yo, Gravity, yo, G. And I turn around, and it's Moy. Moy's sitting down in a booth by himself. And he's like, yo, bro, come here for a second. And I was like, yo, Moy, what's up? You know, like, I knew who Moy was, but not, like, I just knew who Moy was because of fucking Lords of the Floor and all this stuff, you know? So he comes over, he's like, hey, man, how's everything? And I was like, good, you know, what's going on? Oh, no, I told him, honestly, Moy, it's fucking bad. Like, I'm faded. I didn't know it was a 2-day event, and I'm trying to just sober up. And he's like, man, you never want to be he goes, you never want to be one decision away from losing everything. You know, you got to make the right decisions and figure out what you really want to do. And this is 2014, 13, 14. And he was like, are you a right to battle? And I was like, man, I don't really know. We're going to find out. I'm trying to just eat, and maybe I'll shit it all out. I don't know. And he was like, man, well, I'm here with some people from Monster, and I was telling them about you, and they're here to see what you got. And I was just like,
Pressure.
yeah. And I was like, bro, I wanted to be the Tony Hawk. I want to be the Tony Hawk or the Rob Dyrdek of breaking, period. I want to create a platform. This is my dream, my goal is to create a platform like Rob Dyrdek did for skating and host dope events, and like the prize money would be like I saw this Rob Dyrdek episode where it was like, you know, he got the best skaters to go against each other, and it was like all hidden prizes. They were all covered, and one was a giant stuffed animal. You didn't know what it was. They were all in crates. One was a fucking huge, like a old school, like car, like expensive car, and then the other one was like a toy, like a check, like a fake car, you know. But you wouldn't know. They were all the same size thing, but it was all about fun and love, you know. I want to do shit like that. I love entertainment. I love film. I love my culture, and I love to just do fun things, you know. So that was my dream, is to become like a pro Tony Hawk of breaking. When he mentioned that somebody was here from Monster to watch me, this was it for me, you know. So I go to the battles and I just do prelims. It's all prelim day. So I did the 3-on-3 prelim, and I did the 1-on-1 prelim, and then the next day comes. I thought I did all right, but I didn't think I did good, you know. And then next day they called my name for top 16 for the 1-on-1. And when they did that, I was, you know, that next day after drinking, especially when you're younger, you drink cheap shit, you know. And I ended up winning. Lo and behold.
Fresh.
I ended up fucking winning. And a month later, I got my contract.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
It was fucking like, I remember I was feeling like crap, bro, and I didn't care. I was like, I'll deal with it later. And I beat Frankie from Supreme Beings, and I got my contract, bro. And then, man, I didn't care what it was. I didn't care how much it was. It was I was representing with a multi-billion-dollar company. I was okay, you know, like, and it started off slow, where it was like, you know, $500 if I showed up to an event, you know, and then they'll pay for my flight and hotel, always per diem. And then it got to the point where, you know, I started asking for a little bit more. Social media started coming in heavy. I started growing my social platform, and then I started traveling. I basically had to do 12 events a year with them. I just booked every single breaking event I could through them. And then so I had my year planned ahead of time.
Sick.
Plus shows, anything they wanted extra. And bro, I just was trying to win as much as I can and show them that, like, I want to make mills, bro. Like, do my dance. I know it's possible, but you know, it's just not easy, you know. So whatever the case is, that's how it got started with Monster. It's because of Moy, and you know, just making that decision to, like, I don't drink like that anymore. I mean, I smoke weed, but I don't make it massively public. I do it for me, you know. I do it with my people. We roll a J up and we kick it at night. I do it. My kids know I smoke weed. Like, it's not a negative thing, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't drink like that. You know, if I drink, it's literally, I'll have like a Moscow Mule. It'll be one and I'm done. Or if I'm with my family and it's an event, I kind of drink, but I mainly like wine. You know, I'm not really like the type to party anymore and do that shit. It doesn't make sense, you know, especially if I go to a jam or a competition, bro. I'm here, you know, like, that's where I want to be. And that's just the decision I made through my journey in breaking, you know. But outside of competition, bro, I'm dancing, building my craft. Like, I look at this and I'm just like, bro, like, this is me, like, my culture, you know. Like, I know I say this is me, even though this is you, but this is us. Like, this is us. This is our culture, you know. Like, so although, like, I'm heavy competition, bro, I'm so seasoned, bro. Like, I've learned so much. I put myself there to know.
Fresh, you man. It's good to know, man, because I'm the same way. No matter what I do, even if I'm not actively battling, when I do anything, it has to do with breaking. Yeah. If I film, it has to break it. If I paint, it has to do with breaking. Yeah. Everything has to do with breaking.
Yeah, it's our world, bro. You know? It's you know what, bro? It's like there's car enthusiasts, you know. For us, we're just like subcultured, hard enthusiasts. Like, and we're not even subcultured, bro. Like, I think we know our shit. You know, I think when it comes to hip hop culture, I think we know our shit, you know. And everybody's gonna know more or less than some, you know. But we just trade info like this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This is fresh.
Yeah, bro.
Now, before we get out of here, I want to talk about a video you posted 2 months ago. Okay. About 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay.
It was a video about people taking advantage of our dance.
Yeah.
Posting our footage.
Yeah.
What was that message about?
Man, I think that I think that everything is like becoming clout, and I think that there's a lot of opportunity in breaking, but everything is just so. There is no like courtesy. There's no like for instance, if I post something to get views on my YouTube channel, which that I monetize, I don't like, people won't ask like, hey, do you mind if I do this? Or hey, can I, for instance, you know, there's trailers of me on YouTube, like tons of trailers. They have like, some have like hundreds of thousands of views. That brings in revenue, you know, and although I appreciate it, that's great. Like a common courtesy, like, hey, Grab, do you mind if I make this, you know? And then also too, like companies that just, like there's certain companies out there that just don't give back. And I called Daniel Zhu from Stance. We had this conversation and he broke down the numbers and he was like, bro, we are not making money off of our views, you know? But my thing was at that time where I thought that those numbers looked like they made money. Right?
Big numbers, yeah.
Big numbers. My thing was like, what contributions besides awareness have you done to the scene? Because like, I don't know, I'm throwing jams. I don't got crazy money, but I'm throwing local jams for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. You know, like how come, you know, or what are you guys doing, sponsoring anything? Are you guys giving back to the community that has built a platform that allows you to possibly generate more revenue for yourselves? You know, so things like that were questions that I had. And I have no problem addressing it, and I have no problem saying it. Like I really don't give a fuck. Like this is my culture. Like I care about it. So like let's talk about how we could do better. And are you a part of that solution or not? You know. And Daniel was one of those people who was very transparent and said like, yo, dude, like I want to help. Like and he literally sent me the numbers of everything. It was like, I mean, they might have made like $10 here or $14 there, or you know, like cool. Like it's good to know that transparency. But I don't think that we all know that transparency. So right. That's something that I learned that I can now share here. Look, boom, you know. But then there's other people, like companies like will hit me up to do a show and be like, well, we have $100 budget. And my response would be, oh, well, I think you're looking for the wrong type of dance then. You know, and that's just what it is. Like, yo, it's just so hard to do what we do. But we make it look easy. That's the problem.
Right.
We really are taught to make it look so easy that, you know, just give them $100. You come in, you're gonna hit a headspin real fast, and you're out. You go about your day. And like, you know how hard it is to do a headspin. You spin it on your head, bro. It's hard.
Yeah.
Right. Like
they don't see the practice, the hours of practice.
Yes, years. Yeah, you know, they don't see the Chinatown buses going from here to there to learn how to do this shit, so that it's good enough to put in your video.
Right. And then you go home and they own that moment forever.
That's crazy. And then they can do whatever they want. They can call it whatever they want, and they can say whatever they want, and then we can just do nothing.
Right.
That can't happen no more, bro. It really just cannot happen, man. We can't do it. And you know, I say no to a lot of things, bro. Like I get asked to do a lot of things, and I will say no. A music video, I got asked to do a music video for $500, and I was like, bro, your music video is what's gonna make you mills. Like I'm good. Like I'm okay. You want $500? I would direct them. Like, hey, I know some young guys that will do it for this. You know, like that could probably use the money. But if you want me, you know, I'm 5,000 minimum, like, you know, and I don't say that because I think that I'm better than anybody or anything. I just hit them with a wild number because I do wild things. And if you want the wild things, then you'll be willing to pay for it. I know for a fact, because I've done this, bro, like, if I want this painting, I am not going to offer low money. Like, you just can't. Like, you have to look at it and be like, you took a picture with this with your mind, recreated it. I'm not giving you, what is your number? You know what I'm saying? And if I can't reach it, then I can't have the painting. It doesn't mean that it's expensive. It just means that I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mentality that we need to have. We're not expensive. You just can't afford it, or you're not willing to spend the budget. You know, because what we do is dope, bro. And I have to stand tall on that. So I've said no so much, like this year especially, you know, and I put my foot down with other things that I can't even speak about, that I like. It's just like, yo, I just can't do it like that anymore. It needs to be done like this, like period. You know, and anything that I do with my community is my community's business. We can do a podcast and talk, and this could be me and you. But if it was to be like, I don't know, something like the Ellen Show, I'm not going on the Ellen Show just to go on the Ellen Show. The world doesn't need to know more about breaking. They already know what it is. They really do. Like, I really believe that people
would even care.
Huh?
Like,
yeah.
Does Ellen really care, you know? Unless she saw the viral video of you. Now she wants to have you on.
Correct.
Does she really care about
probably not
maybe surviving and shit?
Yeah, I think she just needs some new shit for her show. And that's
shout outs to Ellen, though.
Yeah, I love the Ellen Show. I would love to be on the Ellen Show. But what I'm saying is I don't want to just go on the Ellen Show and all I get out of it is people saw me on the Ellen Show.
Right.
There needs to be like something more. And although she does do a lot of givebacks, bro, I love the Ellen Show. You know, I would go on Rob Dyrdek, but the way we do things needs to be different. Like, we need to have a contract. We need to have lawyers look over this contract, and I don't want to just give all my rights away. Like, dope. How can we both grow from this? Dope. Like, that's a conversation that happens.
Dope. I feel bad. I feel bad for you guys because you guys are getting fucking views out here. You guys, you and a bunch of other guys, obviously, but you guys are making, you know, maybe. Not I'm not gonna say stands, but just any company that any group of people that are putting your footage out, they might not be making money right now, but how about 100 years later?
Yeah.
Like how about your kids? Yeah. Can they get a piece of that footage?
Yeah.
120 years from now.
Yeah.
It's where my mind is at because that footage is gonna exist. I Love Lucy's still getting played.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like maybe you're making those $14 now, but by the time your kids have kids, maybe now you broke even.
Yeah.
And then we can start spreading that down the family tree. You know?
Absolutely, bro. And there is lineage in what we're doing, and it's crazy because we may not realize it, bro, but we're still in the beginning of breaking. You know, although it's been going on for a long time to us, it's still the beginning of breaking, and we're here. This is important. This is our culture. We love it. We care about it. But at the same time, like, we need to do better and do more because I don't believe that companies take advantage of us. I just think that they work with us based on our professional ability. If that makes sense.
Ooh, yeah.
So I'm not gonna cut this kid $100,000 check when he can't. You don't got a lawyer. You got his shit together. Listen, kid. Like, this is what I got going on. You want to help. But now, if we start to become more, in order for you to talk to me, I got a manager, and then my manager's. It's gonna take at least a 3-day turnaround. Just to make sure that my lawyer, everybody can see the contract and then move forward accordingly. And we can agree if we're going to do this or not. Not because I feel like I'm better than anybody, because if I don't do it like this, then they're just going to give me what they have to take me serious. They have to know that I'm serious, that I don't want to just do things to do things. Like, they got to take me serious, bro. And, you know, it's not like I have any deals happening right now. Like, it's more like, all right, we'll get the next guy still. And that's okay, bro. I'm okay with that. I'm very content with that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I know when they do pay that day.
Yeah. It's coming, man. It's coming.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I want us, that's how I want us to thrive, bro. Like, I want us to all thrive like that. Because, bro, I don't want a fucking regular job. And I know you don't. And I know half the other most talented breakers in the world don't want to have a regular job. Right. I know some of our favorite b-boys that work in warehouses pushing crates and stuff like that, and all I can think to myself is, this dude is way too amazing to be doing that.
Right.
But we do what we got to do because we survive and we adapt. Period. Yeah. You know, but imagine when we don't have to.
Yo, it's possible. Crazy. That'd be dope.
It'd be incredible.
That'd be dope. I mean, I would love to talk about breaking. I would love to be on YouTube talking about breaking
Spin Theory,
all day.
Spin Theory is about to... You don't even know. Like, me and Moy talk about it all the time, bro. Spin Theory is the thing. It is the thing. It is the thing. The effort in it, the quality, the content, the comedy, the entertainment, the information. It is the thing. You have something. You have something, bro. You know, just don't ever stop. Cause
no, I'm never gonna stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make no money from this.
You know what?
But it's not stopping. So.
Yeah, and I. But the thing is, it doesn't ever start with $1.
Right.
You know, it starts with an idea. It starts with a passion, and then it's show and tell. It's saying, hey, I could do this. We could do this. It could get better. It could be ill. You know, and I would love to help out however I can with it. And I even like I said, being here today is a big deal for me.
Yeah, this is very helpful. You being here.
I love it. Like I love it, bro. And you know, also too, like, I don't feel like, you know, I see you and I think LA. Okay, just so you know. I think that LA circle of that world, very heavily respected in LA culture, worldwide, but I just feel like that's home base,
right?
Outside looking in. And I never mesh with the LA scene. Like I've never clicked with it. It's never been like, I feel like they're too raw. Like they don't fuck with my lane at all. Straight up.
Well, you raw too, so
yeah,
it's like defense mode.
Yeah, you maybe, possibly, you know, and it's cool to be here with you because I feel like, you know, I would love for everybody in the LA scene to know like how much I respect their shit, you know. But at the same time, I get like we're two different worlds, and LA's still that raw, fuck you, let's battle vibe. LA's still that, bro. Cali is still that. So like I have that. It brings me back to like, if I go there, it's probably gonna go down. So like, you know, just be on your P's and Q's in LA. You know what I'm saying? Like period. That's just how I feel. You know.
Fresh, yeah.
So it's really cool to be doing this and kind of like just get that world together, you know. So
man, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you, man, for real.
Yeah,
Listening to your story was very inspirational, man.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Appreciate it. Anything you want to let everybody know out there before we get off?
Yeah, man. So you guys are seeing it firsthand. I got something for you. Yo, G, can you give me my bag?
Oh,
I got something for you.
Word.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually have a shirt for you. I'll bring it to you to the jam.
The gray one, G. The gray one. So I created this line in 2017, Catch Wreck. My goal is to become like the Vans of breaking. You know, like I want us to be in the malls. I want us to be killing the game and crushing it. And I want basically right now, like obviously like my market, just because this is what I'm in, this is what I love, is competitive breaking, you know. And so I want the people that are in competitions to feel fresh. But before that was like, you know, people were rocking windbreakers in the ciphers. That was the vibe, you know what I'm saying? So I designed and create like great quality windbreakers, and this is it. It's all recyclable goods. I think you'll like it. It's called Catch Wreck, and you know, of
Catch
course,
Wreck.
Yeah, Catch Wreck. Yo, bro, we gotta get W's, you know. And today's the day is it's just like that thing that I've always told myself, like if I'm gonna do it, today's the day, you know. And that's super a medium. Fresh. I hope they fit. If they don't, I have
like they fit perfectly.
Yeah, and if they don't, I'll send you a larger pair. But yeah, bro, I just wanted to be able to bless you real fast. And
man, thank you. I appreciate that.
So that quote is an Einstein quote.
Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited. Whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulates progress, giving birth to evolution. Dare to create. That's deep, man. I love it. I love the red print on the black. Yeah. We might do a review video on this later on.
Yeah,
so.
Let me know. You know, and you know, like my goal, of course, like I can't do it without the support of my community. And,
right.
All the money that we get goes right back into recreating, redesigning. I started off with T-shirts and screens, and now, you know, we're doing it like this with embroidery, and also too. We have already a shoe ready to go. I just can't afford it.
Dope.
You know, so it's ready to go, but just obviously the more support from the scene. But we're already in stores, and we hope to do more. When I say we, it's still me.
Dope.
You know the deal. But
yeah.
I love it, and this is the future of what I want to do. This is my from gymnastics to breaking to clothing. Is my thing, but not just making T-shirts, bro. Like really, like designing like material. We have spin shirts, spin hoodies, spin jackets. Everything is just polyester, things that spin well and breathe well for us, so that we could be feeling fresh and killing it.
Dope, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yo, if you guys are watching this, please like. My camera cut off, so right now you're only watching Gravity.
Ooh,
guys, if you guys are watching this shit, please like the video. It is free. You guys don't have to donate, but you have to like the video.
Yes.
I appreciate you, Gravity, for being here, man.
Appreciate you, man. And yo, make sure you guys support this all the way through, man. We love it, man. And Smurf, man, I can't even tell you, bro. I appreciate you so much.
Love you, man. Be good.
Love you, bro. Come on. Let's go.
Peace, y'all.